Nearly 40% of new hires leave within the first 12 weeks. That's not just a rough start, that's a serious threat to your team's momentum. And let's be real, developer onboarding often gets treated like a checklist. A few logins, a welcome email, and we cross our fingers and hope that they'll figure it out. I'm Simone Ryland, and I'm the Client Enablement Manager here at X-Team, and I have a secret for you. Onboarding isn't just about handing out credentials and expecting new developers to dive straight into the code. It's about building cultural infrastructure, an experience that helps them feel supported and confident from their very first week and beyond. Today, I'm joined by Amadou Lynn Harris, one of our X-Team software developers, and Tom Stinson, our VP of People and Culture. We're breaking down what actually works when you're onboarding new devs, whether they're remote, distributed, or scaling fast. So where do we start? With the foundation that makes everything else possible, giving your developers the access and support they need to hit the ground running.
I think the first week is always set up the environment, onboarding, and get ready. But normally, I think the second week is the week that we start to put the hands on the code and start the coding, start to open the PR. Sometimes, for example, if a new developer is joining my team, I will, of course, create an easier teacher for him just to have the first contact with the code. And then once he understands the code, we can create more difficult tickets.
We want people to start engaging with us from the get-go. X-Team for us is very much the community in that respect. Once you're onboarded to X-Team, you're part of that community. And then you're onboarded to the client. So then you're very much a part of that with the work side of it.
And once they're in the community, they're not navigating it alone. That's where the wizard comes in, their first real ally on the journey.
Within the first couple of days, they'll have a meeting with a wizard or someone else to explore what happens, what does it mean to be a part of the community, and what are the goings on.
I think it's very important to have a focus point in the two sides, in the client side and in the X-Team side. And the contact needs to be quick. So for example, I've been working in companies that I need to send emails because I didn't have access, or in my first day, I didn't have a focus point for a quick access. So I think the wizard is very important in this point. And when you join to the client, I think it's important to have someone that will be your focus point, at least in the first day. For example, to help you to get access, to help you to onboarding, to get the first contact of the code. But I think the two persons is very important. One person the X-Team and one person the client.
When developers know exactly who to go to, they feel supported, but that's just the beginning. True confidence comes from knowing it's okay to ask questions, speak up, and learn at their own pace.
We don't have a set level of expectations because people are all different. We're sort of hey, you can engage at whatever pace you want to and when you're ready. From the get-go at day one, they've got that point person that they can go to, then that's the most important thing, right? That's the most, the gateway for them to engage at their own pace.
The more you can just be curious and open communication, the better. I've had engineers in the past reach out to their manager and say, hey, I saw this meeting on the calendar, but I'm not on it. Am I supposed to be on that? And they're like, yes, you are. So even just proactively, just digging through things, looking, asking questions, and to the culture point, reflecting on that too, there's such thing as emotional debt or mental debt, just there's debt with money, right? If you don't say it today, you're accruing debt and it's going to get worse and worse. And you're gonna, kind of come up with these beliefs in your head or have a certain perspective on it. So that's always my biggest thing. You can't over communicate and you can always fall back on that, right? And to really support that kind of open, ongoing communication, your documentation needs to meet people where they are because not everybody learns the same way.
We're very much aware that people learn and intake information differently. I'm very visual. If you read something to me or give me a whole bunch of documentation that's just written, I'm going to struggle. That's just me and my personality. But if I've got someone who can show me and go through it and then give me a bit more depth and explanation behind what's written, I'll be able to capture most of that. And so that's where, again, it's like we've got the wizard there to take them through the documentation. And that can be a very quick process because someone might not ask questions, but then we might have someone who won't be like me and I want to ask lots of different questions, and it takes a little bit of time going through it.
And when you combine thoughtful documentation with real human support, you create a space for something even more powerful: genuine connection. You get out what you put in, right? If you're going to do a checklist and be very transactional, expect your engineer to be very transactional and log in to write the code and log off and not really care about your company or have a passion for the product, because that's what you're showing them. You know, that's how you're setting it up for them. So like the more I think like collaborative, asking for their opinions, asking them to help make things better, highlighting them when they do things well, like that's motivating for people. You're showing them, I want your opinion. I want you to come in here and consult with me. It's the first expectation. So I think it's going to reflect whatever you put out.
With the onboarding, you can have like a feeling how the things is going, like how the company is operated. For example, if you have like a very fast onboarding and they already give you a task, you know that probably you need to run fast. You need to figure out the things by yourself. But when we have like a slowly onboarding calls to, for example, meet other teammates or to explain the system, at least my feeling is okay, I will have the time. And I feel more confident when this stuff happens because I feel more safe.
When onboarding is thoughtful and paced with intention, it sends a message. You're not just here to deliver code. You're here to grow with us. And that mindset lays the foundation for long-term success.
The nature of our industry is people will come in, they will join us, they might move on to another opportunity. There's an opportunity presented to them that doesn't work in the X team space, especially maybe more in tech than maybe other industries. Like entrepreneurship is very, I guess, encouraged and celebrated. We want to keep that going as well. So it's not like, hey, once you're here, you can't go off and do your own thing or move on, everything like that. I guess that speaks to like you're onboarding to a community rather than just being a resource. And I think like when, as you said, like that checklist mentality, or like here, okay, do all these things so you can go off and start making the money, is very much, and we don't want it to be like that. We want it to be very much like, hey, we're a community and you're a part of this amazing place.
Remember, the goal isn't to rush people through onboarding. The goal is to give them what they need to feel supported, connected, and confident from the start. That means giving them access, assigning a go-to person, encouraging questions, sharing helpful documentation, and making space for real connection. All of that leads to long-term success. Let's hear your thoughts. What's the worst onboarding experience you've had? Drop it in the comments so we can all learn from experiences like that. And check the description for a free onboarding checklist template. It's the one we use at X Team to help developers succeed from day one.